400 men were coming. 400 men were coming with Esau toward Jacob, the oft-cheated older twin brother. Jacob knew he was about to get payback for everything he'd done to his brother. The scoundrel was cornered. The schemer was trapped. He was the mama's boy who relied on his brain to outwit his brother's brawn. Jacob had traded porridge and gotten his brother's birthright. And when the time came, 20 years later, he stole the blessing of Isaac from Esau and ran off to his uncle Laban's, where he fell in love and married twice, Leah and Rachel, and with help amassed a fortune, amassed great herds, 12 sons and a daughter. Hearing that Esau was on the way, he knew he had to face the music. So he sent half of his family in one direction, half in another, hoping to save some of them from Esau's wrath. If you saw 400 men coming with your brother, older brother, you'd be scared, right? Yeah. Well, the younger brother sent his older brother 3 caravans of herds and goods as gifts to buy some justice. It weighed on Jacob heavy. Pacing back and forth on the banks of the river Jabbok, he prepared to meet his brother. In the night he wrestled. Was it Esau? Esau was stronger than Jacob. No, Esau would have bested him quickly. Was it the river spirit, annoyed with Jacob's troubled pacing presence? As the day was dawning, Jacob's match made a move to disable him. But from years of running and farming and tending his herds, even disabled, Jacob held on tight to his adversary, and he knew this was no ordinary being. Let go. No, I will not let go. Give me a blessing. I need it. I need it now. I have to face my brother's wrath. And then comes the question, what is your name? Reveal yourself. Well, you may know that in biblical times, names revealed a lot about a person, about their character, their personality, even their destiny. To know a person's name was to have power over them. Jacob had to face his own identity, the cheater, the schemer. Ever since before he was born, he fought with his brother, even tried to prevent Esau from being born first. All his life, Jacob spent his days and his brains stealing what rightfully belonged to others, not just his brother, but his uncle Laban and anyone else who got in his way. He was a scoundrel, a charlatan. He was a fake. And Jacob knew this deep in his being. And so even though he's disabled, he holds on to get a blessing, to get something to last through the day. And the Lord pins him down until he confesses his true identity, his cheating heart, his wily ways. To get a blessing, he has to come clean for once. I am Jacob. And then, instead of justice, Jacob felt God's breath whisper, Israel, you have wrestled with God and with humans, and Israel is changed forever. Father of many nations, he is a different man. What is your name? What is your true identity? What are the things that you wrestle with, that wrestle you down and throw you down, and you have to fake it to get up? Are they things you've done? Is it about the content of your character? Are you a liar, a cheat, a gambler, or an addict? Are you troubled or angry? Or could you be an avoider or insecure? How about self-righteous or lazy, arrogant or into poor me? I could claim a couple of those. How about you? Yeah. And we hide it. And we do things to make ourselves feel better or do better. But deep down, we know we're a fake. Who you are is of great importance, even now. But who God is, well, that's a different story. God is greater. And God knows who you've been and where you've been. And it's in baptism. It's in baptism that God wrestles you down, gives you a new name as the water flows over you and puts to death that old self. And not only a new name do you get, you are given a new identity. Beloved, you are called by the name of Christ and made to be like Jesus. Names can identify us. They can limit us. They can even hurt us. I remember hearing someone on the radio, this is a long time ago, talk about giving his grandchildren precious names. And one he called Little Trouble. And I thought, okay, if you couch it the right way, maybe it would go, but Little Trouble is hurtful. Little Promise, same thing. Those names are so important. They can also heal and make alive. So when you are wrestling, whether with God or someone else or even with yourself, just remember, God is not annoyed and just handing out blessings just to get us to stop being a pest. Unlike the unjust judge, God longs to pin you down, get you to speak the truth, and then to cover you with God's justice and grace, to remind you of your new name and your new life. Christ. You are Christ in this world. Christ, Christian. A reminder to be like our older brother. Do you remember what happened after Jacob went limping away? He finally met up with Esau. And you know what? Esau didn't come like this, with power and wrath. He came with love and joy at being reunited with his brother, that rascal, that scoundrel, that cheat. And he reconciled with his brother. And thanks to our big brother, Jesus, we too have been reconciled to God. And we can live that new name and that new identity, that new life every day. Thanks be to God. Amen.